Good morning everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the Qutub Shah dynasty which was started in 1580 to 1687. Let's see what we are going to discuss today. We'll discuss our introduction, our and Quli Qutub Shah, Jamshid Qutub Shah, Ibrahim Qutub Shah, Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah, Muhammad Qutub Shah, Abdullah Hussain Qutub Shah, Abdullah Hasan Tana Shah. He is also called as Tani Shah. And we'll see some pictures of tombs. Introduction. The Qutub Shah are originally from Central Asia. They migrated to our place Andhra or Hyderabad for in search of employment. They first came to the court of Bahmanis at Bidar, and later during the civil wars between Bahmanis kingdom, he achieved the title of Qutub ul Mulk. He was appointed as chieftain of Telangana area and Golconda state. Later that Golconda has become the independent state in 1512. Then Quli Qutub Shah came in 1512 to 1543 AD. He was the ancestor of Qutub Shahs of Central Asia, as we discussed. They came to India as for in search of employment. Then he occupied Telangana at that Pratap II and Krishna Deva Raya. Later he was defeated, and after the death of Krishna Raya, he occupied them many states and took control of Bahmanis. Thus he extended his rule 1543 to Machilipatnam port. At the age of 90, he was still ruling, but he was killed by his own son, Jamshed Shah. He was killed by his own son, Jamshed Shah. Then, and this is the picture of Quli Qutub Shah. He used to wear long dresses, and they used to look similar almost. And let's discover Jamshed Qutub Shah. He was the third son of Quli Qutub Shah. He killed his father in for craze of power to ascend the throne. He also had brother named Ibrahim. We'll see later. He escaped and grown up in Aliya Ram Raya. He was a great ruler. He's a great diplomatic, but people didn't encourage him because he killed his own father and he's of rigid mentality. Let's see his photo. This is Jamshed Qutub Shah. They all look same actually. They have beard and he's catching a flower. Then Ibrahim Qutub Shah. He is from 1550 to 1580. After the death of Jamshed, his son came into power. As the big brother is gone, then he came to capture the Golconda again, and he took it at 1550 and ruled up to 1580 AD. Then he controlled many administrative systems and he controlled the robbers and developed trade and industry. He encouraged the Telugu language and literature. He was also known as Malika Brahma. In 1956 Battle of Talikot, as we all know, he killed Ramaraya, and as he killed, he got huge loot and he expanded his kingdom with this wealth and everything. This is Ibrahim Qutub Shah. Yeah, nice people. Yeah, then Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah. He came after the Ibrahim Qutub Shah. His son of Ibrahim Qutub Shah. He came in 1580. He ascended the throne. And he's a good administrator like his father. He's a great diplomatic too. And during his time, he received the Akbar's embassy with valuable presents. He also allowed the Prussians to stay in Andhra for trade and everything. He developed the Machilipatnam port area also. He's also a great builder. He constructed Charminar, which is seen in Hyderabad today. It was constructed due to some plague, in the moments of a plague in 1573. Juma Masjid and everything. Let's see his photo. This is his photo. He doesn't have a beard. Muhammad Qutub Shah, 1512 and 1526. He is the son-in-law. He's from different family actually. He's not belongs. 1612. He's from different family. He's not from that Qutub Shah. He's son-in-law of Muhammad Quli. He was a patron of archery. He's nothing most important, but he built the Mecca Masjid in Hyderabad. It resembles of Mecca and Medina. He helped Malik Amr, the chief minister of Sultan, to drive out the Mughal invaders. He's also catching a flower. Then Abdullah Hussain Qutub Shah. In 1611, Abdullah Hussain, his father, who is seen him. He succeeded him and ascended the throne in 1626. He is very small, so he will need to be helped by Hayat Bakshi Begum for administrating her, but he was not a good administrator, so his mother took over it. As his mother took over it and everything is not near him and he don't need to control the kingdom. He enjoyed his life. He became a prince of luxurious and pleasure and sports. He is not so much of a king. So because of the Mughals and Mughals started invading them from one side, and Marathas are keeping an independent state. So he used to pay huge taxes to Mughal Shah Jahan for treaty, and during this time, one finance minister joined him, Mir Jamal, in 1656. Mir Jamal is practicing very bad practice so that Abdullah need to punish him. But Mir Jamal invited Aurangzeb to invade Golconda in 1656. When Aurangzeb as the Viceroy of Shah invaded Golconda, Abdullah had to make peace by giving his daughter to marry son of Aurangzeb. His life ended in 1672. This is also his photo. He is Abdul Hussain Qutub. Then Abdul Tana Shah. He is the last one. This guy had no sons. So Abdul Tana is survived by overcoming his son-in-law, another son-in-law, and he was the son-in-law who ascended the throne of Golconda. He was succeeded with the help of Kana and Madana, who were in Golconda of Tanisha, was contemporary of Ramadas. Kanna Madana. Abdullah, who was popular known as Tanisha, means he is a good man actually, but he is not so powerful. But he is a good administrator. His prime minister was Madana and the army chief of Akana, who were enough that opponents can fear themselves and could not attack that. But later Mughals were invaded and Aurangzeb came and killed him in 1687, and that ended the Qutub Shah Sultan in Golconda Fort. This is Abdul Tana Shah. They were writing about this. And let's see some tombs. There are total 7 tombs in Golconda. This is one, not so clear. And this is the other side of this one. And this is another one. And this is the interior of the tomb. Thank you.